Hope you all are having a great day. So here in this video, I'm going to explain about the solutions on how to implement monitoring and reporting capabilities to track network access attempts, security policy attempts, and compliance status within any organization network or infrastructure. So I'm going to show you all in the Azure cloud environment. So there are multiple options where you actually can do this securing your organized infrastructure. I'm going to explain what are the possibilities we have from the Azure cloud by utilizing the resources which are present here. So we are in the portal of the Azure, so where we can list all the services here. So I'm going to show you the, so I have already created few virtual networks and few virtual machines. If you already have idea of these resources what they are, so I'm just going to give you brief on this virtual. So this is one of the network which I have created. So in the cloud, the name is vnet1, and this is the address space. So I have actually using all the resources to be put up in the same resource group, which is ATSCL. This is my resource group name, and I will also show you the other resource group that is also the same name, that just the name difference, vnet1. So this is also another virtual network which I have. So I also have one virtual machine which is in the same region of the virtual networks. I actually purposefully checked the created the resources in the central India zone. So what we're going to do is, so how we can implement the, how we can track the networking between within the organization. So firstly, when it comes to networking, it can be different ways. Either you can protect your organization infrastructure at the subscription level or at the networking level. Also in each layer you have different types of security. So for example, if you can go to the Azure Security Center, you can enable the networking security at the subscription level. So as I'm using the free tier account, I'm not sure whether I'll be having access to show you or not, but I'll just explain you how we can enable security at the subscription level. So here, if you go, so for me it is asking to upgrade, so I cannot show it. But if I use this the Microsoft Defender plan, so it is going to provide security at the subscription level itself, whatever subscriptions you have, right? So you can enable. I have here it is showing me three types of subscription. So but I'm gonna only show this. So for me right now, I'm not getting the option to enable this feature. So this is one of the feature where we can enable the subscription level security. Okay. There are also different ways where you can protect, right? As I mentioned earlier, so there is a service called network security groups. So you will have it in the virtual networks. So if you go to virtual networks, then so here in the left hand side you will have different multiple options for everything you want to explore here. So here you can protect your virtual machines whichever running on this VNet from the DDoS protection. Then firewall, you have Microsoft Defender for Export, which I have mentioned earlier, for the subscription level protection. Then we have network manager, then we have DNS servers, peerings, so all these things. So we are not going to go through all of them, but only the required resources. Microsoft Defender for Cloud, I'm going to show you here whatever we have. So under Microsoft Defender for Cloud, so what I have is so here if you see, there is this subscription already added for production. On the top hand, the left side, I see security alerts. You can configure the security alerts. So right now there are no alerts found, but you can also configure. There are no open alerts, there are any of the alerts. So you can also configure. See, if I click on sample alerts, so this is my subscription, free trial subscription, and I will select the only one. So I want to create some sample alerts, like how the Azure gonna create some alerts for me based on the virtual machine. So I'll click on create sample alerts. So it will create me some sample alerts. Let's see what is going to create. So I'll just come back after that is created and after this notification is cleared. See, now we see that sample alerts have been created for my virtual machines, and you can create the same sample alerts for any of the resources, for the database, for VNet, any of the things. So these are with priority. So there is three high priority alerts and two medium alerts. So if you want, you can assign these alerts, and you can set the compliances. So if the virtual machine is not satisfying these requirements, then delete the virtual machine, or do you can mention the remediations as well. See, I'll just show you one alert detected. This is sample alert analysis of post data on sample VM detected a combination of system. So this is how the this is the so it will list you the VM, whatever VM is affected by this alert, and whatever the subscription it is lying under. So this is how you can configure the alerts. I'm not going to configure all the alerts. It's just a sample. Then we have. View all recommendation in Defender for Cloud. Um, See, there are so many alerts, which so you can also get the report of the alerts whatever you have in your complete subscription level. Because at a subscription, at a directory, you can have multiple subscriptions, and you will be having multiple alerts. So this is how you can get the download the report. Then we have the regulation compliance. So this says you that whether the deployed resource is satisfying the compliances policies. Compliance is nothing but the policies or restriction that is set on your subscription or on your account. If they are not satisfying, they will be put up on the under the alert, or they might be put up under non-compliant status. So you need to remediate it and fix it out. So here we have workbooks. So workbooks is the place where you can create the dashboards for your configured alerts. Then we have security alerts. Huh. So this was security alert which I have showed you already. Okay. So this is one kind of one way of one solution. What I can say to protect the network, or to secure your organization infrastructure. Then you can also set up your alerts in the monitoring. So here I'll create a rule. So in the virtual network you can have multiple resources. For example, a VM is running, and I will create an alert whenever that VM is attacked, whenever is that VM is under DDoS attack. So I'll just mention a threshold as 5. So if the threshold is greater than or equal to 5, then it will throw me an alert. The alert name is alert 1. So I'm gonna create a rule. And if you see here, the resource group is ATSCL. So whatever resources are under that ATSCL will be configured with this alert. So it is still creating. So alert rule is created. See here the alert one. So you can either enable or disable as per your requirement. You can also duplicate it if you want to have the same alert for other resources or other resource group or other subscription also. Then we have the network watcher. So basically, network watch. If you enable network watcher in your subscription, it actual purpose is to have the visibility of your network traffic. So what is flowing within the Azure resources or outside your cloud environment or from Azure to the on premises. So you can configure the source and destination. It is the network watcher. What it does is to just monitor the uh, traffic flow, and it captures the logs of the traffic. Then you can troubleshoot if there are any issues. So this is one way of securing your connectivity issues and troubleshooting connectivity issues and securing the infrastructure. So currently by default, whenever you enable the subscription level network watcher, it will gonna create two network watchers. Let me show you. See, see, these are the two network watches. Once when I enabled for my subscription, those got created. On the network watcher, we have the flow logs. So here flow logs is used to why do we configure them is so to capture the information about inbound and outbound traffic. They can be once the logs are captured, they can be stored in Azure storage or uh, any of the storage location. So here if you see, I have created two flow logs. So one is in fail state and one is in succeeded. So let me go and show you the working one. So this is in subscription one and resource is vnet one. The flow log name is it has taken by default. So the storage account also I mentioned it. The logs will get stored in the storage account. So this is my flow log. So it allows you to be information about ingress and egress. So ingress and egress is incoming and outgoing the IP traffic. So the target is VNet one. So the purpose of this flow log is used to monitor the traffic from one VNet to another VNet, because I have two VNet sets. So I created from VNet one to VNet one. Just the spelling difference. Uh, so this is another way of configuring. So we also have the connection monitors, but I don't think so that is the correct solution for our setup. I have also told you about the monitoring alerts. That is fine. Then we'll go to the policies. So by default, Azure we have the Azure Policy service where you can create a policy and assign it to a resource. So if the policy is not met by the resource, so it is going to block the creation of the resource, whatever. So whatever step you have given. For example, here, so I have created this policy. Email notification to subscription owner for high severity alerts should be enabled. So this is the policy I have created and this is the assignment ID. Um, so you can assign this. I have this policy created. You can see the assignment. Um, Resource selectors. See, this is the assignment RS1. I have created this policy to get assigned to the resources which are in the central India location. Okay, so for these resources, whenever they are having any high severity alerts, there will be an email notification that will be sent to the subscription owner. So this is what this policy does. You can create your own policies as per the requirement. It can be anything. So here configure Azure logs. So there are so many other. See, if you click on assign policy, you will have the list of. You will get to know how to create it. So exclusion. So on which resource or on which if you want to exclude or if that policy doesn't has to apply, you can mention the details here. You can mention the policy definition here. Base in the policy definition, you can mention the policy definition. And next, assignment name. So you have to give the name of the assignment. It can be anything in the understandable or readable way. So these are the available definitions, and I have chosen one like I showed before in the email notification. So you can click on any of the one policy. Enable logging by category group, anything. Disable command invoke for Kubernetes plus service cluster. So just click on that, will get added. Then next, so here you need to select the resource selector. So previously I have selected for the location, right? So that way you have to select any of the resource. Next, you have parameters. So you can also select this effect. So whether it should be disabled or deploy if not exist. So there are different parameters. Then remediation. So once you assign this policy, what is the remediation for the resource to come out of that to exclude from the policy? So you can mention this. So like you have to clear that high. You have to fix the high severity alert. For example, in my previous situation, they non-compliant, you can just message, you can just write a message. So what happens when the policy gets assigned, when this policy gets assigned, when this policy gets assigned, the user will get a notification, the user will get email notification sent to owner of the subscription. So like that you can configure and then review and create. So this is one way of creating the security alerts and creating the compliances. You can also get insights with by enabling the network insights in the Azure Monitor. But I have already shown you Network Watcher, which does the same purpose. So, and I have already shown. So, let me just summarize whatever we have seen. So, at the subscription level, we can enable the Azure Security Center. As I showed you initially, I'm just using a free tier, so I'm not able to do it. So it is possible on the standard tiers, not in the free tiers. Then we can enable the network security groups. This I forgot to show you. So network security groups are just the protection at the subnet level. So here you create the inbound security rules and outbound security rules. So you should never ever allow the network open to the internet. So that if you open it, everybody can access. Whoever is having the internet access, they can access your application. So these two are the main important security rules that has to be configured whenever you are creating any applications. So this is also, so you can either create or modify NSGs. So by default these gets created, you can also modify them. So for me these are the two NSGs which got created when I created the VM. So you can edit it on your work whenever as per the requirement. Then I have showed you the Azure policy and Azure policy compliances. So that's it.